Hey Wellness Warrior, the world around you is constantly giving your body input. This input will fundamentally change your biology and your physiology. The good news is that you are in control of the strongest input that your body will encounter on a day-to-day basis, and that's the food that you're eating. Let's talk about 10 foods that you should eat on a daily basis. Food is medicine, and the food that you eat really matters. You could imagine two different people, and you could easily understand their diet very quickly. You take someone over here who's obese, they have high cholesterol, high blood pressure, high blood sugar, things are looking really bad, complete fatigue all the time, they're tired, versus somebody who has high energy, they're lean, they have a lot of lean muscle, they have good cardiovascular markers, their blood sugar looks really good. You can look at those two people and immediately know that fundamentally their diet is very different. So as I mentioned before, the biggest input that you can put into your body every single day that will change your biological markers is the foods that you're eating. Let's jump into some really healthy foods that you should consider eating on a regular basis. First, I want to start with red meat. Now, red meat is a little controversial for some people, but it shouldn't be because it's not according to health science. Now, when we look at red meat, we want to make sure that we're eating grass-fed whenever we can because it always is going to have the better nutritional profile when it comes to fats and vitamins and everything in between. Now, grass-fed red meat is awesome because it has lots of omega-3s. It's going to have fatty acids, CLA, and it has high amounts of B vitamins in it, okay? You're going to get B3, B6, and most importantly, B12. I was recently working with somebody, and when I looked at their blood cells, they were in low amounts across the board. Well, the first thing I asked the individual was, are you eating red meat? And of course, the answer was no. So as this individual started eating more red meat, because I'm like, you need to because your blood cells are suffering from it and you have a lack of B12 in your system. As they started eating more red meat, they started to feel better, and I'm certain that the next time that we do blood testing, we're going to find that their blood cells are looking much better as well. Now, we also are going to get lots of iron, zinc, and selenium from red meat, and it's something that should be included into anybody's healthy diet. Now, the next food that I think you should eat regularly is going to be sauerkraut. Now, I'm a huge fan of this particular food because it supports your gut health. Now, I've dealt with a lot of gut health issues myself. I've helped a lot of people overcome very severe gut health issues in my practice. But the thing is that most people don't consume food regularly that promotes gut health. So when we look at sauerkraut, it's something that's been around for a long period of time. It's an ancient food that was very popular in Germany and Russia and even China. And the word sauerkraut just means sour cabbage. This sour cabbage is rich in a lot of different vitamins and minerals. Just to name a few of them, it's a good quality source of fiber, vitamin A, vitamin C, vitamin K, and also B vitamins. You're also going to find lots of minerals like calcium, copper, manganese, and magnesium, along with sodium in the sauerkraut. Now, I mentioned before it's good for gut health because it's a rich source of prebiotics, which feeds the probiotics. And when you get good quality sauerkraut, it is rich in probiotics, which is also going to promote good gut health. Now, when you go to the store and you're going to buy sauerkraut, it's very important to realize that not all sauerkraut is created equal. You're going to get some that's more vinegar based, and that's not the real deal. That's not the stuff that's highly beneficial for you. The stuff that's highly beneficial is the sauerkraut that is naturally fermented. Now, when you buy naturally fermented sauerkraut from the store, it's a little bit expensive. So if you want to get the sauerkraut and want to get it more on the inexpensive end of the spectrum, you can make it yourself easily in your own kitchen. Now, while we're on the topic of gut health, the other food that's very practical that you can easily eat, and most people really like it, is going to be pickles. Pickles are a great source of vitamins, minerals, and most importantly, gut-friendly probiotics. Now, just like sauerkraut, not all pickles are created equal. Many of them are vinegar-based in stores, so we want to get the lactic acid fermented pickles when you go shopping. And a lot of times you're going to find both the sauerkraut and the pickles that are the real deal that are actually fermented in a refrigerated section in the store. They aren't going to be just on the regular shelf. So if you find sauerkraut and pickles out on the regular shelf, that's a good sign they are not fermented, and they're not going to give you the same benefit that a real fermented pickle or sauerkraut will give to your gut health and your whole body. Now, the next food on our list that I think you should eat regularly is going to be one that's in the cruciferous vegetable family. Now, this cruciferous vegetable is really good for your kidneys and your liver, and it is broccoli. Now, if you don't like broccoli, you're just not eating it right. It requires lots of grass-fed butter and lots of sea salt, and it's amazing. So broccoli has a lot of health benefits to offer you. It's got lots of vitamin A, vitamin C, and vitamin K, but the most interesting thing about broccoli is it has a lot of something called sulforaphane in it. And this sulforaphane has been shown to fight cancer cells in the body, and more importantly, it's been shown to help ramp up detoxification in the detox organs, which is highly beneficial. So broccoli is something, lots of vitamins, lots of benefits to your body, and I really like the benefit that sulforaphane has to offer. So you could eat that regularly. Now, next on our list is going to be garlic. Okay, I'm a big fan of garlic. I mean, I think it tastes good, but the benefits that it has to the body is so incredible. When you consume garlic, it's been shown to inhibit the growth of bacteria in the body, lowers cholesterol. It also helps lower your blood pressure and has very powerful anti-inflammatory impacts on the body. So, simply putting some garlic into your meals is gonna offer you a lot of benefit. Now, you also can go and get like garlic supplements and get it in the capsule form and take it that way as well. I mean, you're gonna get a more concentrated dose, you're gonna get a higher benefit from it. I would just look at it and look at what you're trying to accomplish with your health. And if it's something that's like, you see the benefits of garlic and you're like, I need those benefits and I need a powerful punch of that, then the supplement's gonna be the way to go. Other than that, just sprinkle it in your daily meals. Now, next on our list is gonna be bell peppers. And I think that bell peppers is particularly interesting around this time of year because it's very rich in vitamin C. Now, bell peppers is really interesting because the high amount of vitamin C that it has. Just 1 cup of sliced raw bell peppers has 117 milligrams of vitamin C. So you're also gonna find, other than vitamin C in the bell peppers, you're gonna find fiber, vitamin A, and also a lot of different vitamin Bs in there as well. So look, if you're looking to increase your vitamin C level, I mean, sure, you can take a vitamin C supplement, but my goodness, bell peppers is loaded. So start loading up on bell peppers and it'd be very, very easy to ramp up your vitamin C that way. Now, another food that's gonna have an immune boosting effect, which is really important this time of year when a lot of people are getting sick, they're getting the flu, getting viruses, and they're trying to stay healthy, is gonna be a food that's rich in vitamin D. Now, of course, we know we can get lots of vitamin D from the sun, but in some places, some locations, that's very difficult to do this time of year. I currently live in Michigan, and I can tell you that's a real chore to get some vitamin D from the sun. Now, we talked about the vitamins you can benefit from if you want to boost your immune system, right? We had vitamin C, which is going to come from the bell peppers. Now vitamin D, which is going to come from salmon, okay? And this is really interesting because according to studies, salmon has 988 IUs of vitamin D per 3.5 ounce serving, okay? This is 124% of your daily value. And there's some studies that actually show it even has more than that. Now, I have to make a very important distinction on this though, because farm-raised salmon and wild-caught salmon have been shown to have very different levels of vitamin D in it. And whenever you're buying any type of animal product, you have to make sure you're buying the best quality source available to you. So for instance, when I talked about red meat, I said, get the grass-fed stuff. Well, now that we're talking about salmon, I'm telling you, buy the wild-caught because it's been shown that the farm-raised salmon has like 25% less vitamin D in it. Now, if you're somebody who's not a big fish person, what I have found that a person who doesn't particularly like fish will really like this. You could buy the salmon, cook it up, and make a dip with it. You put in some avocado mayo, which is gonna be a good healthy fat. Then also you can put some different seasonings in there that you like it, and it works really, really good to make it tasty. Now, beyond the benefit of vitamin D, salmon also has some benefits because it's gonna be rich in omega-3s, which is really good for shutting down inflammation in the body. It's good for your brain health. And then it's also loaded with selenium. Now let's talk about a fruit that can make you a real tasty beverage, because let's face it, if you're eating healthy and you're avoiding all the sugary drinks, it's nice to have something that's a little bit different than drinking water regularly. And that, of course, is going to be lemon. You take some lemon, you squeeze that in water, and you get this really delicious, power-packed drink. Now, the things I love about lemon is that they, one, are very inexpensive, and two, they have a ton of benefits. They aid in digestion, they help prevent kidney stones, they also are loaded with antioxidants, and once again, when we come to this time of year when a lot of people are getting sick, they are loaded with vitamin C. Just one lemon has around 80 milligrams of vitamin C. So think of it this way, you eat your bell pepper and you eat and you drink your lemon water and you're gonna get a ton of vitamin C. It's a great way to get it in every day. So beyond lemons, there's some other foods we gotta talk about too. Let's go to coconut oil. Now, coconut oil is one of my favorite fats, okay? And the reason for it is that it has a high cook temperature, so meaning that you can cook with it and it doesn't go rancid. So as you may know already, if you cook with butter or olive oil and you heat it to a high temperature, you turn a good fat to a bad fat, right? Because it can't take the heat, it destabilizes it. Whereas coconut oil can take that high temperature. So it's great for, maybe frying up an egg with, or even sauteing some vegetables. But beyond that, it has a lot of benefits. You could even take a scoop of it and eat it daily for the benefits I'm about to talk about. For one, it's been shown to improve memory and brain function, okay? It also has been proven to help fight against Alzheimer's disease. It's even used as a treatment in Alzheimer's disease, taking high amounts of coconut oil. It's been shown to boost your immune system. It works as an antibacterial, an antifungal, and an antiviral. It's been shown to reduce inflammation in the body. So if you're somebody who has an inflammatory condition, or you just have inflammation in the body like everybody does, then coconut oil can help with that. And then it's also been shown to help prevent heart disease and also high blood pressure. So I'm a big fan of coconut oil, and you definitely should have some in your house. We always have a huge tub of coconut oil that is coming from a Costco, I believe, and great quality, and we use it all the time. Now, this next food is not for the faint of heart. Many people don't like it, but the reality is that it is one of the most nutrient-dense foods that you can eat. But before we get to that, I want to encourage you to go over to drzee.tv and become a member. Not only does it support the production of content like this, but you also get access to exclusive videos, challenges where we have a lot of fun, where we have cool prizes and giveaways, but also, and I think this is probably one of the most important things, is that we are going to speak truth on there. I've had a huge issue with censorship on my social media platforms, and a lot of people have been given bad information over the years as to how to improve their health, whether it's myths about cholesterol, or telling you to never consume salt, or maybe even information on what's currently going on in the world of healthcare. A lot of misinformation is out there, and we want to spread truth there. So go over to DrZee TV, become a member, and I will see you on the other side. Now let's go ahead and talk about this next food, and that is liver, of course. Now, I recently went and I got liver and I brought it home, and we were eating it in our house. Most of my kids wouldn't touch it. My daughter and I were the only ones who would eat it. But the reality is, I can get why some people wouldn't particularly like it. But hear me out on this. It is very nutrient dense. And let's go through just a few of the nutrients that you'll find in huge values. So for instance, we talked about B12, right? Now, B12 in liver accounts for 3,460% of your recommended daily value, okay? So that's B12. We have vitamin A in it, which is gonna be 1,100%. We have vitamin B2, 260%, vitamin B9, which is gonna be 65% of your daily recommended intake right in liver, and then iron as well. And that's just in a 3.5 ounce piece of liver. 100-gram piece of liver has all those benefits. You're also gonna find minerals like copper, you're gonna find choline in it. So it has exceptional quality when it comes to lots of nutrients. Now, for some people, they don't like liver in the way of like a beef liver, okay? And I'm gonna recommend that if you're ever gonna eat liver, it comes from grass-fed, healthy animals, okay? You do not want a liver from an animal that's been on all sorts of antibiotics and drugs throughout its lifetime. So we wanna get good, healthy animal livers from grass-fed animals. And the other place you can find liver is going to be cod liver, okay? This is also a good source of liver. A lot of people will prefer it in the way of taste over beef liver. So whether it's beef liver or cod liver, certainly you could use both of those in order to improve your health. If you like this video, I highly recommend that you watch this video next.